interesting to see because it could be a tremendously significant result in favor of either side. Whichever way it goes, win, draw or loss, one of them shall be propelled into first place. And both teams have a match in hand over the current top dog in Luna IO, so they may just end up staying there for the conclusion to week 5.
Well, like you said, it's Arch that is playing, and I mean that should always be beneficial towards Eros having a bit of an easier time. And well, we hinted at beforehand as well with the stats, the demos and save stats. And if I look at it, Eros being so demo heavy and being a lot more demo heavy could lead into their favor, especially if Venom is, like you've hinted at before, a bit of that counteract theme. But right now they are in the midfield. Spartax can't get to it. Actually does get a good touch onto that ball. It's Thomas with a big clear. That ball gets no touches from the defense, but luckily for them, it is not on target.
As much as you like demos, there are always two sides to every coin. Ember looking to open the scoring there and quite manage it. If you're willing to send one, maybe two players, the first and second man, to go for that demos, that disruption play, you've got to sacrifice something in some other area of the field. It means slower rotation generally. And if Venom are able to exploit that, we'll have to see how they do it. It's going to be Arch, the fan favorite, everybody's most beloved admin, at least mine, Spooks. And he gets to open the scoring here, hold the line, trying to finish it as well. But Ember, just a little bit mispositioned, that it's allowed Venom to take a lead.
The man, the myth, the legend, Arch opening us up. No other way would have been accepted. But it is quite a surprising thing though. Venom, they are looking to be a bit more controlling, but there they had an overcommitment that worked in their favor. Got a goal from it. It's Arch now. Look to maybe set another attack up, but Thomas blocks that off. Quickly as the ball heads back into the midfield. Ayer can't get to it. The ball goes back into the middle once again. This is hold the line, but the goal gets saved by Thomas.
Hold the line denied his namesake. The line is held by Eros. At least this time. 2 shots from both sides. And hold the line's looking to push it forward for Spartax. Already in the mid. Thomas is up to block it out. Doesn't have a teammate to follow. So Arch can find Spartax with the shot. It's too narrow. The angle just not able to generate the power necessary to beat the defense. But Eros, they haven't been holding on nearly as well as they have been in the past. Coming into this series off of 3 consecutive sweeps, riding such a high there. And 9, count them 9 MVPs for Thomas in the last 3 series. So that's absolutely amazing production. And I just feel like if Venom can isolate him, if they can slow him down, make him not play nearly as well as he has been, and they could have a shot here. But already he has 247 points, neither of his teammates above 100.
Exactly, well pointed out. It is Thomas then with those MVPs, and there seems to be no surprise as to why he's getting them. It's Amber, the ball gets back into the middle. A4 can't get it himself. Hold the line with a big booming clear, but sadly enough for him, it is the man himself, Thomas, who was in defense. Passing attempt not working in their favor. Spartax isn't quick enough. And A4 gets the ball back to the orange half. Hold the line, trying to take it a bit patient. With 0 boost, he has to calm it down. Gets from the backward, no teammate there to help him out. I don't think anyone really was expecting him to get that far forward. Here comes Thomas, but no shot on target.
You can see there just how dangerous they could be. Ember and A are looking to link up, and they get an amazing team pinch just on the edge of the red box. That pressure was mounting for Venom to have to deal with, and hold the line slightly hesitant. They link up again. I mentioned it at the start of the series. Between these two teams, they look like they work like a well-oiled team. It's not just one player that's always at the forefront. Of course, we mentioned Thomas with the high MVP caliber performances, but he can't do it alone. He needs his teammates flanking him, and that's exactly what Ember and Aya did there. Now, close series, a close game even in this first one. Just an appetizer to what this 4-game series could end up being. It's exciting.
Thomas may be that MVP, but sometimes what you see with teams that have that MVP type player is they let them be a bit solo heavy. Single them out and then let the other 2 try and work together and pick up the pieces that Thomas is creating. And I think we saw a perfect example right there with the team pinch. The amount of comfortability to have that with one another, to say, yep, we're going for that. It's massive, but hold the line, has a shot right here, but it's a tiny bit too high. Couldn't find the double either, and it means A4 gets the ball back to the forward side, but can't find a shot. Spartax well done on defense, and Thomas trying to waste a bit of time, trying to give some space to his teammates. Ember with a good pass into the middle, but hold the line, blocking it off.
I want to go back to what you were talking about there. It's almost like a bait and switch. They know that Thomas is probably the best player, but then he can just sit back a little bit and allow his teammates to shine. And the opponent might not expect it, but what they weren't expecting here either was hold the line to take that go-ahead goal, take back the lead. Thomas here doing the best that he can on the backboard. He needs a little bit of help. And with 30 seconds left to go, Venom strike once again. And to be honest, I was expecting this series to maybe be really high scoring. We've seen the goal differences, we've seen how vicious both sides can be on offense, but maybe they're just cancelling each other out and we're actually going to see a rather low scoring series.
It can happen, but what also can happen is another shot from Hold the Line, and I wanted to talk about him a tiny bit more. Hold the Line, we were talking about how some of, like, Thomas is really shining through. Hold the Line has slowly been shining himself up to the fourth field. Like, he's been such a menace in the midfield lines, non-stop getting interceptions, being annoying, getting blocks, getting passes in. And that slowly is building up to this 3-1 lead as Thomas right here tries to do it solo. Now goes to Amber, back pass into the middle, but it's a tiny bit too hard for anyone to catch up to. And that means that game 1 will be a 3-1 unless they can get one more on target. This one will drop down. A 3-1 victory for Venom in game 1.
And I think maybe Eros deserved at least one more goal there. The pedigree of these players shows it. They got 4 shots, they only got 1 goal off of it. And it wasn't all that much from defense of Venom. They only had 1 save from those 4 shots. So a few misses for Eros that they're going to want to remedy. But Venom, they have the proclivity to be fatal to absolutely anyone that they meet. And they're showing that here. They can be deadly when they want to be. And I think Eros are feeling that sting. But this is just the first game. There's still 3 more courses to get through. And I'm pretty sure Eros are going to be mighty hungry for finding those.
I think that's something to always keep in mind. It's only game 1. Normally these types of players take a game or 2 to really get going. So don't count out either of these teams just yet. As game number 2, the players are ready. I think us two are also ready to get it underway. Here we present yourself the game number 2. Will Eros come back and fight a bit more viciously? I'm definitely going to be looking at them on how they will handle the offensive side.
As am I. I said, thought they deserved at least 1 more goal in that last game. The shooting just wasn't quite there. First game jitters. Maybe Thomas looking to make it special as he gets so much space. Off to the backboard and Ayer is there as well, but holds the line. Keeps this one close early on in game 2. And I mentioned it briefly at the beginning of the series. No matter what the result, both of these sides, one of these sides will go up to first place, but if it is either a 3-1 or a 2-2, both of them will go up to second and third. Luna IO will be dropped below them as they are only 2 games ahead. And as it stands, Venom looking to take this one in their stride and prove to Eros that their 3 consecutive sweeps isn't good enough to beat their matched opponents here at the top of the table. But Thomas looking to make a different story, finishes this one off with a lot of room to work with.
We wanted a tiny bit more offense. We are getting a bit more offense. A demo, a pass from the enemy, but it's forced through the plays that they are creating. This is the type of Eros that I expected to see right from the get-go. I'm thankful it's showing up in game number 2.
I'm not quite rewriting the script yet. Thomas with a shot to the top of the net. Ayer trying to follow it up. Venom's defense just about staying steady. Another demo. Attempting to get physical here, Eros. You mentioned it before. You love demo play, Spooks, and I think they heard you.
They better have heard me, but they also are starting to really shoot more accurately. I'm seeing a lot better shots coming out from Eros, and it's really taking Venom by surprise. They aren't able to really get away from their own midfield line right now, or at least their own half even. This time around they do. Spartex, can he do something more right here with the 50? Almost working in his favor, but Ember not getting a second touch on this ball. Spartex with a quick shot. The crossbar and down. So incredibly close, but finally some offense from Venom.
Woodwork will still be rattling from that one. But it was the very first shot that Venom had. 6-1 now in favor of Eros. They're looking to make more. 2 minutes into this second game. Venom obviously want to continue the form that they had in the first, but they're being held back, pinned in. Eros pushing forward once again. Ember misses this one, and it gives time for Spartex. Looking for the double tap, just about misses it. Arch is there as well, but they cannot find that equalizer. Never mind. Hold the line, shuts my mouth, and brings this game back to a 1-1.
Oh, but you know Spartex, he's feeling painful. He's probably shedding a tiny bit of a tear right there. You know that's painful right there, Vector. You know that.
I mean, maybe a little bit less. I don't make double taps very often, folks. I try to attempt them, but I don't get as much space as Spartax did there. To be fair to him, he made it. He got the first touch past 2 defenders. It worked well. Not quite the finish he was looking for, but time to remedy that. Now Arch just throwing this possession away. Thomas with an early shot, top left corner. Prevented by Hold the Line. A hat-trick of saves for him. And the saviour for Venom. Now they just need a little bit more time on the front foot. This one back to the corner. Ember picks it up. Spartax trying to cut it out. Trying to find his own ball, but it's a pass upfield and Embers takes the shot. It was wide anyway, but it's a decent clearance.
Hold the line, trying to transition this back onto offense. Has the control, looking for a bump right there, but Thomas patiently waiting, getting the beautiful 50 right there, looking for another one. This ball keeps creeping further forward into the orange half, a 50 by A4, but no one dared to finish it off. Not even Spartex could get a good touch onto that. But Thomas has to be careful. Quick shot from Arch. Will look for another one onto the backboard. Is there someone from his team to help him out? But no. Once again, it's a bit lacking from both these teams. I'm waiting for someone to finish off a certain shot that comes from the backboard, but there's never really someone ready. Maybe this time around, but Ember, no speed found.
I think that comes down to either a lack of confidence, maybe. Could be respect. Both these teams know how amazing each other is. How deadly they can be if they risk that as the second man waiting for that play off the backboard. Oh my goodness, Spartax almost just dived on Thomas there to prevent the save. And it does make it a little bit awkward in defense for Eros, but a double commit from Venom gives them time to breathe. And maybe it is just that confidence factor that they're not willing to cheat up that much and risk being caught out by a quicker defense. But as it stands, someone's going to have to take a risk, take the chance. It could be Thomas. He's going to try and get back to this ball, but Arch clears it out handily as the final minute is dawning upon us, folks. Which side is going to take it? Will it be Ember? Yes, it will.
Well, your answer has been given. A4 with a beautiful setup. And Ember, what a precision. That is what I would like to call a chef's kiss. Clean as can be. Right next to the post. And A4 now getting a good kick off right there. Thomas onto the side. Hold the Line is ready for it, but wasn't ready for that certain type of bounce. And it means that Spartex has to set it up once again. But now you are waiting for a quick response from Venom.
Delicious finish, a late go-ahead goal once again. But for the other side this time, Venom want to change the script. It's going to be Hold the Line to shoot, but their shooting boots weren't quite laced up properly there. It's been amazing on defense so far in this game. And he has the only goal for Venom. Just couldn't quite do it there. Once more onto the breach, Venom. Arch to the backboard. Hold the Line trying to follow it up. But Eros' defense is handily in the way. Arch can only put this to his own goal, and Hold the Line will just about be there, but no! Oh, you've got to feel so bad. How can this happen? Oh no. Arch, if he's on RSCast, he may be hosting his own fail of the week there, as that was an awful way to guarantee that they cannot take game 2. But Eros did what you asked. They got out on offense, they took the risk, and they got their just rewards.
It is a bit of a risk to maybe go that offensive, but it is definitely working out. I generally feel that Eros is the strongest when they are in the enemy's half and when they are being aggressive, when they are pushing up so offensively. While on the other end, from Venom, they were holding on from time to time, but they're relying a lot on Hold the Line to save them from some awkward situations.
Yeah, and whilst all 3 of them got saves, I mentioned it before the series, sometimes being on defense more often isn't good. It doesn't matter how many, like if you get more saves, great, your defense is probably strong, but it's also getting shot at a lot more. And the more shots that are leveled against you, the more likely it is that some are going to sneak through. And that seems to be the case for them. But both these sides are extremely offensive. It makes it's no surprise to me that Eros got that offensive, got that aggressive. Both of them have such high goal differences, and part of that fact is because they're willing to spend so much time on offense in half rotations, not have to go all the way back, and it gives them that opportunity to finish off more than they might have. But when it comes down to it, two teams like this, it is just a brawl. And I'm not entirely sure who's going to come out on top, because right now it's 1-1 in the series.
Let's just put it like this. It's no surprise these two teams are on an equal footing right now, but Thomas trying to inch his team that tiny bit more forward.
Lack of equality here from Thomas. Sends it up to the backboard again, a little bit lonely for Venom's sake. Low on boost maybe. Bad decision making, who knows. The only result that less than 30 seconds in, Eros have opened the scoring. They managed to take the last game in just as good fashion. Thomas there with his third shot, not managing to finish it off, but it's clearly difficult for Venom to try and gain any composure in defense. They do get a chance to throw this one back, but Ember is ready. Can try and follow up his own touch. Spartax is there, beats him out. A bit of time to go past Thomas as well, but he's patient. Intelligent play from the MVP. Hold the line, fakes out one, he's trying to find the second, he got to jump over another, and Spartax is there. But Eros' defense just about holds on.
Arch trying to find a pass, but the only one he's finding a pass to is Thomas. As this ball goes back into the middle, miss from Ember, but that might actually help them out. But the shot a tiny bit too high. Thomas, his one is too weak, and it means that Venom survive for another round. But how long can you keep that going as the offense keeps on growing? But Arch, with the control, the shot is too weak and it ain't getting past Thomas.
That hurts for Arch. He knew he had such a great opportunity to finish that one. Maybe he didn't know he had support on his left, but opts to attempt the flick. Just doesn't quite work in his favor. That might be because he's a little bit rusty. Only 7 games to his name before this series began. And Minty not available, one of their better players, for whatever reason. And it's starting to hurt them, and so is Spartax's miss shooting here. Another one glancing off the post. It's really starting to hurt them. It's not like they haven't had time on offense, just finishing their chances. And whilst this feels like a bout of such heavyweights, title contenders for Elite, one side just a little bit more rock, just Thomas to the backboard, Ember trying to finish it, and Spartax just about there. And that seems to be the tale for Venom in this third game, just about.
Eivor trying to get another pass forward once again. You can really tell Eros is feeling comfortable right now. They're looking stronger, they're looking like the ones that are going to be taking this series so far. But a demo will be opening up some space. Ember was almost demoed a second time, but he survives that time around. Spartax, the offense going, keeping the ball in the blue half, but gets demoed for his troubles. And Thomas bumping into his own teammate. It's not what you like to see, but it eventually will make Venom's offense die down. And that's the one big problem right now for Venom. It's that when they do get onto that offensive half, they aren't there for a long time.
Getting a little bit prickly, a little bit thorny. That's what you love to see from essentially a rival match at this point. Both of them so close to the table. Ember misses this. Spartax is going to be there. 0 boost. Hero makes no difference. Finds a goal from one of his 2 shots. All he has to do is fire it at the backboard. Wait for that error. Drops down perfectly off the arch of the ceiling. Venom bring one back. It's still just as close as it was at the beginning of this series.
You almost feel there for Ember, because he's in such an awkward position. There's no real easy way to get out of there, but Ember right here setting up the offensive push this time around. A lead by A4 means that Thomas can shoot, but the ball went to the side. Maybe tried to look for a double tap. This ball back into the middle, but Spartax a tiny bit too quick. Maybe quicker than what Eros expected, meaning that they have to get back onto their own half. Hold the line. No pass found, no shot found either, as Spartax does keep the offense going back onto the back wall, but no one there to finish it off. But this is what I was looking forward to from Venom. They are finally sustaining the offensive pressure a tiny bit, as this ball, as I say, goes the other way.
Oh, and they needed to. They needed some offense just to drag themselves back into this series for their own sake. Not only just to stop Eros's continued dominance. Thomas, again, taking his time. He's so patient. He knows that he doesn't have to rush things. Spartax across. Looking for a teammate, but it's just found another blue player who's then demoed out. Arch has a bit of time, but he's hunted down. And now back into the midfield. Will we get another late go-ahead goal, or will it go to overtime in this third game? It's what I've expected to see throughout this entire series, and it's not quite come to fruition just yet. One side has just about had enough to beat the opponent. Spartax to the mid. There's two players that Arch with the shot. Ember just about in the way. Keeps that one out and possibly keeps Eros' chances of a win in this series alive. Venom back across to the midfield. Arch trying to get something off. Spartax is the last man. He has to take so much time here. So patient. Clever defense, and Arch once more. Again to Spartax. Last chance to the backboard. Thomas is going to drop it down. In fact, that was Spartax's touch. I thought that was a 50. But in overtime, Spooks.
Only deservingly so. I mean, game 1 and 2 don't tell the full story if you look at the scorelines, both at 3-1. This is how this series should be going, overtimes, because it's so incredibly close. But hold the line, quick shot right here, low down on the ground, and he gets his win from Venom. A mistake on defense, maybe some panic, expecting a quick shot from hold the line, but Ember, that one goes under you.
That's so vicious. That is venomous from hold the line. He knew he had time. He didn't have to rush it. He sees the defense panicking, jumping early, and just slow roller straight into the back of the net. And Venom take it. The third game of the series, and guarantee that Eros cannot win. And guarantee that they're above, I believe now, Luna.io, unless they're beating them on goal difference. But the fact that it's this close is no surprise. It is such a bout, such a battle, and I love to see it. It's very tight and tactical, you have to say as well. It's not extremely high scoring. Neither side is running away with it. It's gone so back and forth. And if the script is correct, Eros should take game 4.
I would not be surprised to see this be a 2-2. Let's be honest here, Vector. This has a 2-2 written all over it. This is just simply put, two top dogs fighting each other, and you can notice it.
It's such a scrap. I mean, that is elite in a sentence. It's just an utter scrap. You never know who's going to take it. But for the most part, been like that for a lot of seasons now. It's continuing to be, at the very least, in Ignis. But Venom on the front foot. Control with the game, with the series. Looking to make it even better. 3-1 would be massive for their season. Of course, they've still got a match after this, as do Eros. So, still could change. Positions could shift going into week 6. But we'll just have to see. This one's starting out much slower, and I think I know why.
I would not be surprised to know why, because an overtime will always have people a bit more on edge, but this ball up into the air, the passing play to A4. It is a beautiful setup by Ember.
And he just can't be getting this much space. I don't know if Hold the Line expected Spartax to jump on that one, but either a miscommunication there or just a bad decision allows Ember to flick it to the backboard. No one is there once again for Venom. And it's, well, a relatively easy finish for A4. It's easy to fluff your lines there. Sometimes the easier the chance, the harder the finish. But they're happy they got it. A minute into this game, Ember's forced to put this to the corner. Spartax will be up for it, plenty of boost, and now probably going for the disruption, but it pulls two defenders up. Thankfully they get a touch. Oh, this could have dropped for the third man to take a simple strike. A4 going for one of his own. He was completely alone there, just about had enough boost, so the flick, and Thomas comes flying in to attempt to take a 2-goal lead, which we haven't really seen in regulation in the early stages of a game. In game 1 and 2, the third goal always came extremely late, when the game was pretty much already over. So if they manage to get a second one here, Eros, it's going to be really tough for Venom to fight back.
It is, and you can tell that Eros really wasn't happy about losing that overtime with this ball in an awkward position. Arch putting it onto the backboard, but it is Ember there with the clear back into the middle. Spartax quick shot onto the backboard itself, and Arch, the man, the myth, the legend, shoots on target.
Okay, on. Spartax with the shot wide. A4 expecting that one to go on target, so sometimes it's good to miss, you know. Spartax will just call it a pass. Arch, 1 shot to 1 goal, happy to take it, especially in a situation like this, knowing that he could win his team the series. But Eros continuously dangerous, a double commit here, almost allowed Ember to go for that, but a big 1v1 for hold the line, and Thomas, who's better at ones, it comes out in favour of Thomas. It was shot straight at him, to be fair. Could have been much more dangerous, but they just about hold on to an equal game. There's almost a triple commit there for Venom. Could punish them, but they just about survive as no one from Eros wanted to commit. I'm definitely not surprised about that. They want to get a response of their own.
What are the double commits I'm looking at right here from Venom? It's scaring me a tiny bit. This happened like 3 times in a row where just 2 people go for the exact same ball. This time around, Spartax has a lot of freedom right here. Can take some control, but with 0 boost, you aren't gonna get all too far onto the backboard. Arch is there, but so is Ember, blocking him off. A4 with the calmness, with the rest, trying to get some control in his car, and he does get the control, but then just completely loses it ever. I think some nerves are starting to take effect on both these teams.
Something that we considered, whether it was confidence or respect that Venom showed to Eros, allowing them as much space as they had. We may have had our question answered. Venom getting a little bit skittish, panicky on the ball. Maybe thinking that Eros are much quicker than they actually are. Low on boost, you start to think differently, act differently, and Arch didn't have enough boost to get back to that one. Spartax, the saviour, to keep that one away. All 3 players are saved to their name, trying to find the 1-2 with hold the line, but it's straight back at the field. Ember takes a quick pot shot. Arch is composed enough to keep it away and get it past the encroaching second man as well. Spartax all the way down the field. That shot's not going to be enough, and Thomas tentative on the ball. Not as much control as he's had before. Just slamming it away, and maybe it just feels like both sides are trying to be quicker than they need to, because obviously it's a 1-goal game essentially at this point. I don't think this is going to be another overtime, Spooks.
I don't think so either, and neither does Thomas from the backboard. That angle is nasty. That should not be allowed with see how small that space is where he has to shoot through.
Oh, I've replaced Hops as the naysayer, the one that causes so much pain. It's not going to end in an overtime because, yeah, Thomas is immediately going to score and is going to find another one as well. Again, that lonely backboard. This time there was a Venom defender there, but it's straight off kickoff. A demo from Thomas himself. Hold the line, jump sooner, expecting the Eros player to already be there. And the result that we saw in Game 2 is already here. A minute left to go for Venom. The first 2-goal lead that's actually mattered that we've seen. And Venom are the ones under the cosh.
It's going to be very, very hard to get back into this for Venom, especially if Thomas doesn't get that double tap though. And Spartax in a good position here for a quick goal. They need to get one back really quick for Venom. They need to make this a 3-2 as early as possible, but it's not looking likely. Arch, not the best of touches. This ball goes back into the middle. Hold the line, tries to get it away, but Ember just forcing it back into the orange half, wasting as much time as possible. This ball does go over to the blue half, but is there a shot to be found? No. Spartax, not enough boost, and it means that Thomas is just wasting more time. And as the seconds are counting down, in fact, I think we have what we expected, and I think what we have what we deserve, a 2-2 series.
It has come to pass, and really it is what both sides deserved. Spartax does get a consolation goal. It ends 3-2, and that might just show you this final game result, how close this entire series was. Neither side giving up any ground on one another, and neither team getting above 3 goals in the entire series, each game. So, great finish there.
Everyone in high school doubted me. Woke up to a text, said they're proud of me. Everyone in high school doubted me. Woke up to a track, now they're proud of me. Everyone in high school doubted me. Woke up to a text, said they're proud of me. To a text, say they're proud of me, say they're proud of